In the top left corner, as the blue Zerg, it's Sort of. And in the bottom right, as the green Protoss, it's Creator. Who will emerge victorious? The Foreigner has already taken down one Korean. Can he do it again? A Korean Protoss, no less! A green Korean Protoss, no less! Creator taking on the mantle of his fallen fellow Korean player. Chance, will he be able to do what his brother could not? Sort of with a hatch gas pool. Continuing this theme of, you know, the Zerg going for timing attacks against the Protoss, rather than letting the Protoss bash them around with a shoe the entire game and reacting. Sort of is a dominant, aggressive Alpha Zerg that picks a time and an amount of units and goes on the attack. He's very partial to this Roach Ravager Swarm Host play. It's something we've seen him do over the past couple months to great effect against Protoss's ball skill levels. Here he's going for a pretty early patch timing. Creator going for an Adept Stargate play, but I mean, we've already seen Sort of trash this build like multiple times. Hopefully, Creator will be able to pull off a difference here. Pull off a difference? I'm not sure that's an actual, like, English phrase. How about execute it in a different way than his predecessor Chance in order to exploit the weaknesses of Sort of. Here we go, that sounds a lot more intelligent about that. Oracle coming out here for a green Protoss player. Sort of has Lings patrolling all over the map. All he's going to see, though, is this Oracle zooming toward his main. He is going to have a defensive Spore Crawler in place, as well as 3 Queens pulled to deal with this. A little bit of hull damage on the Oracle, not too much, Sort of. Also going to get a full scout of the Protoss main. But Creator throwing the second Stargate in the Nat. Okay. Did Sort of get the scout off on that? He did not. Okay, so he's sending in a second Overlord. He's very worried about what Creator's second tech building is here. Creator about to take a third Nexus. Sort of going up a little bit past the 45 drone mark. Creator sends in, hit squad of Adepts. He's not going to lose any, but also not going to do any damage. Did Sort of get the scout off. Okay, he did not. He does not know this is a double Stargate play. He does not know about Creator's third either. Sort of will have a lair up. He's going into melee here. He is continuing to pump out drones, so kind of the right reaction here, even though he hasn't scouted it necessarily. He's finally going up to 3 gas. Gonna drop a 4th as well. Roach Warren just finishing here at the 540-ish mark. Here comes the Phoenix hit squad. There's some transfuse here, but sort of isn't gonna... Okay, there we go. One transfuse is dropped. Is another here, but unfortunately is on the queen that's lifted. And just a bunch of queens gonna go down here for SortOf. There is still some energy on these Phoenix. So we could see them go into a drone line and wreak more mayhem. SortOf going for a Ling run by, but Creator's defenses look pretty solid here. Okay, SortOf pokes at the defenses of Creator. He is going to be able to pick off a sentry, which is nice for 2 Zerglings. He's going into a Nidus play next. He doesn't have any vision in the Protoss main right now. These Phoenix just dealing out terrible, terrible damage. There's the Nidus finish, but I mean, there's no reinforcements to really go through it. Spire about halfway done here for the Zerg. Creator looking like he's in a very strong position here. Look at that eyeball, man. Doesn't even look healthy. 10 drones go down at the 3rd of SortOf, and there's nothing he can do about this. He's going for a Spire. I don't know that that's the correct... well, he's going for 7 Corruptors. Okay, it's going to be helpful, but... his drone count is really anemic going up against a 3-base Protoss. These are some value Phoenix. 20 more drones have fallen. For the Zerg, he's going to replenish the worker count, but, I mean, that's larva that isn't going into military. So Creator is going to try and take advantage of this. He's at least going to push out and take a 4th, if not try to go in for the kill. No, he is going to take a 4th. And go in for the kill. Maybe. It's unclear right now. These Phoenix have regened a lot of energy and are likely going to try and hit the economy of SortOf once again. Oh, another supply block for SortOf here. Not because of any slip of macro, but just because of how devastating these Phoenix have been against the Overlords and against the drones of our blue Zerg. Alright, SortOf's got to be careful. He doesn't want to take Archon shots onto these Corruptors. This battle of the air armies is like 2 people hitting each other with wet noodles and trying to go for the kill. It's like, well, neither of them deal very much damage to the other. And that's what I was talking about with those Archon shots. All of a sudden, these Corruptors are very softened up. Fortunately, Creator has his Phoenix back at home, and his ground army is getting pretty overrun here. Baneling splashing into the Immortals, clearing up the shields. Finally, the Phoenix come in, but now the Corruptors are here to make sure they can't get too much of a lift on the Zerg army, and Creator's entire ground army has been cleaned up here. I think this is a reversal from SortOf. The worker supply is even. The army is 10 in favor of SortOf. Now Creator has some static defense to help him defend if SortOf wanted to go on the assault. Oh, those Banelings took, like, the darkest teacher path through the Protoss forces. But these Banelings on the other side not going to find much success either. He tried to escape. He will pay for his hookers. Protoss going into Fleet Beacon, capitalize on the double Stargate, +3 weapons on the way as well. SortOf getting out 24 more Lings, more Banelings, more Queens, as both these players head toward maxed out armies. SortOf taking 5th base as well. We should probably see one coming up soon for Creator. SortOf's 5th gets picked off, which is kind of bad for him, a little bit. Creator not going to lose any units to speak of while he gets the recall. And Creator dropping his own 5th behind this. SortOf is essentially maxed out, leaving a little bit of supply open. Well, not anymore. I thought he was going to save it for Broodlords, but he's spending it on a couple Vipers instead. Creator has evacuated the probe line, so not going to lose any workers to speak of, and SortOf can't engage without his Baneling shield. These Immortals are dangerously close to the Banes. Yeah, all those Banelings will get connections. That's going to soften up a couple of the Immortals, but no great loss here for the Protoss. Lane's going to clean up this charge. Attack SortOf has reestablished his 5th base. But Creator sitting on 5 bases as well, and you don't want to be on even bases with a Protoss. Carriers coming to join the mothership. Creator has a pretty scary army here. Sure, SortOf is near maxed out, but he doesn't have much of a bank behind this, and a lot of this is in Ling. A lot of this is in, like, very low value units that can't really go toe-to-toe with his main Protoss Deathball. SortOf is going to pick off a base here. That's very nice. That's very, very, very good, but he needs to do still more damage. One of the Nidus does get picked off. The second one should not finish. Lings forcing some blinks out of these Stalkers. Should be another blink wave off cooldown very shortly here. There it is. That'll enable these Stalkers to clean up the Lings, but a lot of them do get picked off as well. SortOf remaxing with 28 more Lings. He has 1,000 gas in the bank, but not wanting to go for too many high-value units. Only 2 Vipers on the field, but they are pretty much full energy. Okay, there's finally the Broodlords. And they are dishing out pain to the Protoss ground army, but are there enough Corruptors here to deal with the carriers? It's like the answer is no. It's very hard to control with the Interceptors on the field. Phoenix carrier take out the Corruptors, and that's going to leave the Broodlords pretty exposed here. 9 more about to pop for SortOf, but they're going to be scattered around the map too, trying to pop here at his former 4th base. These Broodlords are backed into a corner. SortOf does have a bank. He has about 800 gas here, so could make even more Corruptors, but he needs to go after the carriers, not the Interceptors, and he just doesn't have the numbers. Looks like he might be able to take down one, but GG is called, and Creator takes game number 1. In the top left corner, as the blue Zerg, it's SortOf, and in the bottom right, as the green Protoss, it's Creator. Creator taking a hard-fought game number 1. Very back and forth. Looked like both players were going to take it at different times, but Creator just with a little bit more oomph. SortOf winning the ground war, but losing to the sky toss. Hatch gas pool out of SortOf. Gateway on the low ground for Creator. Nothing like a nice cup of PVZ in the morning. SortOf again with his earlier third timing around the minute 48-second mark this time. There's the pool finishing up. And we have to wait and see how many gases Creator goes up to. What his first tech of choice is. Overlord just staring at the cybercore of the Protoss. But wait, Dept is gonna sneak out, and it's gonna be a Twilight Council as the first tech of choice for Creator. SortOf is going to be able to sneak a couple lings in the wall. Is he though? He is. That means he doesn't have to sack an Overlord for the scout. He did see the Twilight Council. Well, I mean, I guess he wants to sack an Overlord anyway to see what that second tech's gonna be. Here comes Resonating Glaives. And there's a robotics facility for the Warp Prism to reinforce the coming attack out of Creator. SortOf totally sees it. SortOf with Link Speed finishing up. Roachborn about halfway done as well. Creator trying to push out and take his third, and with Resonating Glaives finishing up, I'm sure he'll be able to do so with ease, but he's going to fake out, pull into the Warp Prism, and go attack the Zerg drone lines. This is a much stronger Adept attack than we saw earlier in the series. Should still be trying to sneak out a third Nexus behind this, but this is much more committed from our Protoss player. Sort of on top of it so far, though. Creator gonna drop in the Nat. A several attack into the Zerg third. Seven drones is okay for the Protoss. He definitely wants to get more done here, but I mean, sort of just not allowing that to happen. Creator getting up his third. Creator still trying to get drone damage done. It's not being too successful, and it's not going to get any better for him given that Roach Speed is finished. Sort of is a little bit behind on workers here, and he's not going for a fourth, but we might see a 3-base all-in. I wouldn't be surprised to see an infestation pit here shortly and some swarm hosts on the production tab. Creator going on the attack, and there we do see swarm hosts, 8 of them in fact, but they're not even finished. Sort of going to try and not give them the time to. Sort of needs as many Ravagers as he can get. It's already down a game. Doesn't want to throw here. He's going to force out the force fields without getting cut off. Just trying to spend as much of that sentry energy as he can. Finally, here come the swarm hosts. They need to start gaining value over time, and they need to start gaining value over time quickly. That was a Swarm Host meme, by the way. Because Creator's looking totally unstoppable. He has Disruptors coming out behind this. Nice force fields on the Roach Ravager. Vader backing down the ramp. More nice force fields going to cut off the Locust Wave and stop, make them expire before they can do some more serious damage. Creator pushing in. There's a blink forward. He's pretty far up in army supply. The Locust Wave not off cooldown yet. Sort of backed into a corner with no escape. Protoss on all sides. Another Locust Wave going to alleviate the pressure a little bit, but a Disruptor shot takes out most of the Locusts, and the Roach Ravager gets cut down. GG is called, and Creator takes the series.